Let me go ahead and try to run this again, because it changed all of the information except for one key piece of information. I don't know why it sometimes does that. Everybody, welcome to Excel macros. Okay, they are excellent, except when they're not. There's always a good way to break stuff. Yeah, Kuso6rande is a bad video game tournament. We are here just bongoing our way, trying to get everything ready for tonight. And I think it is. I think I am good. So everybody, let's go ahead and welcome on in our GM for tonight. The one, the only, the guy who also had to duck out last Tuesday from Don't Make Us Bored because his family was having surprise dinner. Yeah, we get ourselves a Corn Dan. Corn Dan, I'm so happy you're here tonight. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Oh, let me... You're really quiet.
Well, give me a second. I'll fix it.
Okay. It might have been my fault too, though.
I mean, it could be whatever. Let's find out.
Okay, like, I can hear you okay now. I think we're good. So, Corn Dan, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. It's been a long week, and I'm glad for it to be done. I snuck into a retirement party yesterday.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. And you managed to get the really good food.
It was the really good food. Well, it was a really good beer. The food was pretty good.
The food
There
was
you go.
okay.
I should sound louder now.
Okay, I think you're probably good now. Well, cool.
I can turn it up a little more if needed.
Now you're
But
good.
on top of that, I did also get food from one of my coworkers, where he raised a pig named Pork Chop and fed it birthday cake.
No, you can't do that. If you're going to eat your pig, you can't give it a name.
It was named Pork Chop. It likes birthday cake.
Did you?
And apparently it's super delicious, and I'm gonna find out this weekend.
Oh no! The cake or the pig?
The pig. The pig ate the birthday cake.
Wait, was that the secret recipe for making a tasty three hams?
No.
3 hams. I need you to. I saw you in chat, and you need to confirm or deny. Does birthday cake make ham sweet?
No, I mean this particular coworker and a friend of mine. Would, even if it didn't do anything, right, he would absolutely 100% eat it cake just because.
Okay, that's... I mean, yeah, I can see some people doing that. Well, I'm glad that you are going to have possibly the most delicious cake in the world. Yeah. And tonight, I think we have a good appetizer for you, because this isn't tasty.
No, it's not. How do you feel about comic book games?
We've had so many of them, Corn Dan, okay?
So now imagine if you had one, and I'm going to bring back a Kuso Classic, except not on the system we know.
Ooh, okay.
So,
yeah.
Imagine a comic book game, but instead it's on the Game Boy.
Okay, like I remember Spider-Man 3.
Right, so it's not Spider-Man 3, but Spider-Man in a different time period could have been part of this game.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Captain America and the Avengers.
Bam!
For the regular Game Boy.
Yeah, Game Boy 1. We don't need any of those sequels around here in Kuso6rande. Yeah. Everybody, these 4 players are going to be racing to try to make as much progress through the game as they can in an hour. Whoever does takes first. Now, we are getting close to moving on to round 3, and people are getting eliminated. So by the end of this second round, players need to have at least 9 points in order to survive and move on to round 2.
This is a 2-point match coming into this, so 2 people are going to be eliminated today.
Oh, Corn Dan, you chose Captain America to deal this death blow?
It was not the first game I chose. Somebody played the first game. Now, it'd been a while ago, but... You know, I did want to make sure there were any advantages or disadvantages, like for remembering that, right? So
yeah, that's fair.
Into a game I had been playing like yesterday.
I love it. Yeah, I go and play old Avengers games for fun.
Dude, so I mean,
probably
I
would
own,
too. Yeah.
So I have a modded Game Boy, right?
Yeah.
And basically it just travels with me, right? It's even modded for rechargeable battery, right? It's got a USB-C rechargeable battery in it now.
Okay.
So, like, I've charged it once. It plays for like 30 hours. I took it to Chicago. I had to get my car inspected yesterday, so I took it with me. And I've got a flash card, so I just play like random games on it, right? You never know what you're gonna find.
True.
But I've been playing more of it because my son wants me to play Tetris. So I play a game of Tetris and then I play something else. And I played this the other day. I was like, oh, well, I own this for the Super Nintendo. It'll be fine, and this game's worse.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not too surprised. Very rarely do you get a handheld port of a game that ends up being better. Like, the only times I can think of is when it's Infogrames or Titus the Fox. Like,
so, yeah,
outside of that, yeah.
I definitely played an Infogrames game that was better on the Game Boy recently as well. So, yes, not only does my Game Boy have a 30-hour battery in it, it has a new screen.
Aww.
Right? Because
yeah, that's cool.
Backlit and everything, it's super fancy.
That's actually really awesome. I love that people will make these modifications, and I don't know, maybe one day I'll have to get something like that. I've got a Game Boy Color here, and I've also got a Game Boy player. Maybe that's all I really need. You can
actually, like, the Game Boy Color, you could bot out, right, with a new backlit screen. And the battery pack for it. It's actually really nice.
You know, we haven't changed the batteries, like, ever in it, and they've never died, so I'm not too worried about that part.
Anyway.
Well, cool.
I mean, so, I actually kind of wanted to do it to a Game Boy Color, but it's a little bit smaller. I have large hands, so the DMG Game Boys, the original Game Boy, it's like the perfect size for me.
Yeah.
And I found this Game Boy at a local game store. The display didn't really work right, and the speaker was busted, so I got it for $10.
Ooh.
And then I put like $70. It didn't worth the work into it.
I mean, that's kind of fun when you are able to put that much work into it, and it ends up working great. Well, good.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's, right, as I said, it's been my travel companion. I'm finding that actually I'm enjoying a lot of Game Boy games now. Right from when I played them on my sister's Game Boy as a kid, because I had a Game Gear, she had the Game Boy.
Yeah.
And now with the new display in it, right, it doesn't do like the screen smearing. And so a lot of games that weren't really playable as a kid, Super Mario Land, for instance, right? The small sprites and everything kind of smearing together.
Oh, yeah.
Are actually really playable now.
Nice.
So I'm actually getting a brand new appreciation for the Game Boy library and how both amazing and awful it is.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like there's still so much undiscovered gold there. Like, for any of the handheld consoles and for DOS, there's just so much out there.
Yep. 100%. I mean, like, my flash cart will do Game Boy Color games, but I don't have a Game Boy Color, and I still have like 700 games, 800 games to go through, right, before I even
this music is so good, but this title screen is not.
Yeah, like, it's legitimately, right, like the same music from the Super Nintendo ported over the Game Boy, and it's actually pretty good, right, at least the title screen. The title screen itself is not good.
Yeah, by the way, please note, everybody watching, that I will probably have to recapture stuff, because guess what? Capturing with a screen that has black on it is impossible. Literally impossible.
We're doing our best. It looks like you did a pretty good job.
I did okay. Oh, well, thank you, Corndan. The most flattering words I've heard all day. Thank you.
Well, I mean, you're gonna botch the timer at the end, but you know, it'll be fine.
Well, thank you. I needed some deprecation. I prefer to be self, but whatever. Thank you, Linkura and the Third Tail, for subscribing. Good to have you here. I'm just waiting for one player to confirm that they are ready. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, we are going to get running, so everybody get all of your superhero emotes, anything that has magic or superpowers or anything, and spam your emotes, okay? Because we are doing the countdown. Best of luck to the players. As soon as I see movement in the stage, I will start our timer. Spam. Let's get rolling. Choose an Avenger.
Welcome to Captain America and the Avengers.
Okay.
It's kind of like the Super Nintendo game, but not really.
Okay, and don't worry, everybody. I will be working on recapturing. Like, you can see everything that's needed, but I want to make it less hideous for y'all. So, don't worry.
Hazel Shade's controller or something. Busted?
Uh-oh. Well, if needed, we can always grant a tiny bit of bonus time. That's a little unfortunate to have an issue like that crop up right when we start, but hey, not unheard of.
So anyway, we're gonna see who figures out what the best way to go about this is, and it's jump kicks. Jump kicks are like the best thing in this whole game.
That's so common in games for jump kicks to rock. Like,
and it's super easy in comparison, right, to like the other one, because you just hit the jump button twice.
True.
So this is just like the Super Nintendo one, in that you get a big health bar and then continues, right? So it's like 1 life and then technically 3 continues.
Yeah, I see Pixel Crimes is actually getting a lot of hits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so the game gives you a lot of hits, and I figured that's going to happen the first time, right? It happened for me when I played it at the dealership, right? I just got the crap beat out of me.
Oh my gosh, yeah, these enemies are a little cruel. Are the projectile attacks very good at all?
They're okay, right? Like legitimately, you're probably better off, honestly, jump kicking, right? There's a couple of spots that you might be better off using the projectile. Captain America, I think, is probably the best character here, specifically because like the projectile, right? Captain America, Vision, Iron Man, all that, right? They're all basically the same. Everybody's like the same power and all of that, right?
Yeah.
The projectile is weaker than doing the jump kick. But there's a couple of mines that are going to show up in about level 1-4 that it's really useful for. So with Captain America, because the shield comes back, it can actually hit on the return trip. So
okay.
You're probably better off playing as Captain America or Vision, just because Vision's movement's a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
And I think it's just sprite movement, not like a difference, right? Though, however, right, look at Pixel Crimes Live, right? That's Vision. Look at that sprite animation. It's so good.
Yo, he is the... He's so pompous. He's perfect. Yeah. By the way, everybody, if you want to vote for somebody to win, either on the left side or the right side, please do so now. It is open, the poll, for somebody taking the victory. Honestly, you know, this is a match where everybody took fourth during their first round. The most known quantity that we have here today is Time Stalker. Time Stalker has been around for quite a while. I still, honestly, it could be anyone's game, though.
Yep. But honestly, I think what'll happen as people get better acquainted with the game, they'll basically start turning around. Honestly, the best way to play this game is, for most of it, until you kind of get to the screen locks, right, is to jump kick your way through guys, because that'll give them invincibility. You can walk through them. Throwing them is actually more damage, but it's also less safe. So the hitboxes in this game suck. The hurt boxes in this game kind of suck. So anything that you can do to be safe is really the name of the game here.
Yeah. Now,
Right.
one thing that I do want to note for those who are watching, the easiest way for this to be tracked is the screen between stages. It lists very clearly what stage they are on.
Yep.
I know that Kate may not be around for refereeing purposes, so
We have refs watching. Yep.
yes, we do have refs watching and keeping track of what is happening there.
Monhunter is in the lead right now. All right, with time. No, Time Stalker might be in the lead. So every like third like level is a boss. So the game is actually kind of forgiving in a way with continues, right? Like if you have to continue during the normal level, it starts you literally like right where you died,
Okay.
which is nice. With the bosses, if you die and continue, they have full health again, right? So the bosses are the only time that like, if you continue, you're not kind of put back exactly where you were supposed to, or where you were before.
Yeah.
So right now we got Time Stalker, right? You can actually basically go by score, because as long as they're not killing a lot of the extraneous enemies, right, score is a good measure of progress. We got Time Stalker in first, Monhunter in second, and I didn't see out of Hazel Shade and Pixel Crimes who is in third.
I'm not completely sure. Pixel Crimes has had to start over, though. You know, listening to this game, honestly, I pretty much prefer all of the music to the Super Nintendo and Genesis versions. Like, this is legit a gem. And, you know, looking at the person who did the music, he did the music also for the Super Nintendo version. Did it for Normie's Beach Baby-Rama, one of the Beavis and Butthead games, The Death and Return of Superman. But he also worked on great soundtracks like the arrangements for Super Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Also did the music for Resident Evil 5, was a scoring editor for that. Skeleton Warriors, I have no idea what that is, but like legit.
Hazel Shade just basically hit on the proper way to do it, right? Just jump kick him in the corner.
Yeah, that is definitely the way to go.
What they'll end up figuring out to do, right, is basically jump kick, and then while the enemy is in invincibility frames, to jump away, and then turn around and jump kick again, and you can kind of get enemies in not exactly like a stun lock loop, but like an AI sort of loop.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. So right now, right, by beating the boss, Hazel Shade is in second place. Right, so we've got Time Stalker, Hazel Shade, Monhunter, and then Pixel Crimes.
Yeah, oh my gosh, sorry. This was developed by Data East, everybody, but it was published by Mindscape SA, which apparently has gone through some huge changes over time, including, like, they're actually getting games out right now. You know, they had about a 9-year gap in video games, and then in 2020 came out with Days of Thunder, unreleased version. Maybe they didn't come out with that one then. And as well as My Riding Stables 2, A New Adventure. You know, what a great way to get back into the business here. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, though, that's one classic kind of bad game that...
Is it on Kuso6rande?
I don't know if we've had it on Kuso6rande. I don't think so. But, you know, they made some Rambo games for, what, that Apple II, DOS, Macintosh, Deja Vu. They worked on some of the ports for that. Deja Vu's so good. Yeah, I love it. Bad Street Brawler for Commodore 64 and DOS. The other ports for that game weren't exactly great, but I'm very curious about those two now.
So what I've noticed, a lot of people actually ignoring, right, is the health pickups. So there are health pickups in here. They're not very good.
Okay.
But they're like, you'll see them as either like pinpoints of light or like orbs, right? You pick them up and it's health, and it's like, 5 to 10 units of health. It's like one hit. It's not good.
I mean, that's not great, but I'd say they'd be worth getting unless you're putting yourself in risk of getting hit.
They're 100% worth getting, right?
Oh, yeah, Pixel Crime's onto a boss with different music. That was good music. Oh my gosh, I love this.
It's like the mid-boss.
I like it. I like that mid-boss.
So we're going to see this for a little while, and I let them play on normal with recontinues here, just like the default stuff, because we won't see the true ending. Challenge mode is how you have to get the true ending, and it kind of sucks. And if you've never played this for an hour, right, not really that good. And, and you probably, we won't get real far.
By the way, the person who designed the level layouts for this also designed them for Barney's hide-and-seek game. Classic. How about Maui Mallard and Cold Shadow? Then again, the original game for that, I think, is actually pretty dang good for its time. It's just the Game Boy port was a train wreck and a half. Of
course, that's the one we had to give out.
Okay, so you're saying that Captain America is the best in this game. However, is he your favorite Avenger overall?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think there's some interesting things with Captain America. I think there's some interesting things with Captain Marvel had some really good story arcs. Iron Man gets interesting about like every other series.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is generally good, but I like the Ultimate Spider-Man better, so I'm kind of glad that Miles Morales is around.
Good job, Miles. Yeah, Iron Man is definitely cool. Cooler than Captain America.
So, I love Captain America, not because Captain America is the most overpowered or has anything special or anything like that, right? Where Captain America is interesting, right, in the comics is when, right, effectively Captain America is forced to confront, Captain America is like the moral, right, one in the series, right? Iron Man's willing to do what he's done. Right, I mean, by design, like, this is...
Well, obviously, it's not exactly the most subtle character, the most subtle.
No, not one bit. I mean, Captain America is totally propaganda, but
yeah, just like Superman, except even more blatant.
I mean, and Tim Pestrel says until Civil War, and I agree with you. But Civil War, I actually think Civil War was a really good series overall. Specifically because there wasn't really a good answer to that.
I didn't see any of those.
I mean, the Civil War comics were great.
I didn't read any of those.
Captain America: Civil War is a great movie. Go watch it.
Oh, okay.
I liked it. Right, I liked it. I don't know if I liked it better. I think Captain America: The Winter Soldier was better. All right, I think the original Captain America film was better, but I liked it. Right.
Yeah. The biggest problem is that there were just so many superhero movies coming out for quite a while that had the same story over and over and over and over and over and over and over again that I basically just mentally started saying, okay, I'll only watch these if people force me to, because I don't really care to see the same story over and over and over and over and over and over again. But I know that once they start getting the second, the third movies with these various characters and such, actually started having like some unique story to them. So maybe now it'll be fine, but I'm not gonna go and do like the research into 30 years of Captain America in order to understand a movie, okay?
Maybe you should.
No.
Alternatively, you should watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Loki. Loki is really good right now. What's going on right now? They just saw episode 3.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm trying to remember which movie it was that everybody was like, okay, here are the 30 superhero movies that you have to see before you watch this. And I'm like, no, I barely have...
I mean,
like, I take
sure.
ADHD meds. I'm not going to do that, okay? It's just not going to work for me. Yeah, Infinity War or Endgame or End War Game or War Games. You know, pretty sure that was an Avengers movie.
Like, seriously, go watch Loki. Loki is so good, and you don't even really have to know a whole lot about, right, the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe to go enjoy Loki.
Yeah, as far as it's on Disney Plus, right?
It is, yep.
Okay, because Essentia let me borrow her account.
Essentia commented in chat that it's good.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to check it out. But then, you know, that'll pop up and I'll be like, do I want to watch this or do I want to watch classic Simpsons?
Well, Loki is way better than classic Simpsons.
No, there is no way. Classic Simpsons is top tier, okay? Like, we're talking about, like, within the first 12 seasons, and I've already seen Simpsons. I haven't seen all of them. Just like I haven't seen all of Loki. In fact, I haven't seen any Loki.
You should, as I said, because legitimately, because it's good.
Actually, maybe one plus to watching it is that it's shorter. Watch Marvel's Legends if you want to get caught up on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I don't want to. It's too much... Wait, how long is Marvel's Legends? There. What even is Marvel's Legends? I'm finding toys.
Oh, there's a lot of good Marvel stuff there.
Okay.
You don't have to have seen everything.
6 minutes per episode. How many episodes? If it's like 100, I'm still raising an eyebrow.
Look, if they ever release the HD recording of Luis explaining the MCU, right, you could just go watch that.
It's on Disney Plus. Okay. You know, okay, fine. I'll go ahead and give Loki a shot. And you know what? I'm usually... Good writers do a good job of helping people understand what's going on, even if they don't know the full story. You know, it's like Pirates of the Caribbean 2. Yeah, you have benefits for having seen the first one. But whatever, they made it so that you could watch the second one and still enjoy it, even if you didn't know everything that had happened before. They did that with the Harry Potter movies, too. They did that with a lot of media. So maybe I'll just trust what everybody's saying and I'll watch it. Not Corndan. Okay, I'm gonna watch Loki. Loki and the Tesseract. Whatever, Tesseract's a shape. Geometry. Yeah, I'm ready for Loki.
What looks like our first thing into 1.5 by Monhunzer.
Ah. That's great. No, game
just
over.
Right here.
Wow.
Maybe he's still crying because someone else has gotten there, but it's...
I think this... Yeah, from what I can tell, you know, with a lot of beat-em-ups, the main issue is that if you do get a game over, there's a long grind, you know. Specifically, a lot of enemies are damage sponges because... Sponges. Spuns?
Yeah, they're damage spuns.
Damage spuds. They're like potatoes, okay? And it takes a long time to punch a potato to death. So, you know, you just have to get back into it and try to get past the damage sponges without taking damage. Or taking as little damage as possible. Because, you know, you are going to have the slog of getting back to where you were, but you want to make sure you can make more progress. That's the biggest difficulty I feel when it comes to a race with beat-em-ups.
So, and the other reason I didn't feel bad about this is, like, once you know what's going on, right, like, and you kind of work out your best ways to, like, not take a lot of damage, it's pretty easy to get through all of these levels again.
Yeah. For those who are asking about potatoes, specifically potato fishy in chat, I live right next to Idaho. like 30-minute drive, I'm in Idaho. So I consider myself a semi-expert in potatoes. Semi-expert, okay? I've never been... Okay, maybe amateur expert. How about that?
You're a potato murdering enthusiast.
I'm an armchair potato enthusiast. Oh my gosh. Well, we're about 20 minutes in to this match, having a lot of fun, and we should have some more Kuso6rande this weekend as well. Saturday and Sunday looking like they're going to be pretty busy.
Although should be like the last ones around 2.
Though Saturday, I really want to play some other games since we only have 2 matches. I want to play my own crap. And I'm going to hold myself to this, because it's been so long since I've played a game on my stream. Been too long. Also, Potato Fishy, I won't eat you, okay? I promise. In chat.
Time Stalker is now on 1.5.
Yeah, this platforming doesn't seem too complicated, to be honest. It's just these guys, they take so many hits.
You can skip most of this.
But considering that, you know, the game had been presented sort of as a beat-em-up early on, I can understand why people would feel, you know, let's go ahead and kill every enemy in the path, because that's what the game taught me to do.
Well, the only places you have to actually kill the enemies is where they're locked, like your level locked, like where Time Stalker was right there.
Yeah, where you can't walk anymore. And I think that if, like, where Hazel Shade is right now, this stupid spike ball that... Yeah.
So certain enemies you don't have to worry about, right? The spike balls you don't actually have to worry about. It's the other enemies. So the robots there with the shields, those are the ones that you have to kill to move on. Right? The spike ball, you can just let sit there.
Oh, okay, that worked right at that place, yeah. The one thing that I'm starting to notice about this that is probably going to make people very angry who are playing is that it looks like while you have iframes, you can't deal damage. Is that right?
Right. That is correct. And that works in both ways. If they have iframes, they can't deal damage either. So you can actually use that to your advantage.
I mean, if you can keep chaining the enemy, absolutely.
Yep. So, in theory, right, if there were a task for this, and I don't know if there is or is not, right, if you had a jump kick that, right, you could chain up the enemies right when they show up.
Oh, it looks like you can throw enemies while you have iframes, so that at least is handy, but you can't punch them.
So, Time Stalker's on the boss of Stage 1, so Whirlwind, who's the same boss in the Super Nintendo one. The easiest way to do it is just basically keep jump kicking him. This is the one time when I played, right, like from the boss standpoint, the range stuff is actually really helpful, because Whirlwind likes to sit in weird places on the map.
Oh my gosh, I remember this from the other game. It was a special boss that a lot of people struggled with. Uh-oh, what happened?
I just, you know, we got to get into the flow here, right?
Yeah,
the one thing the Game Boy version doesn't have that the Super Nintendo version does. No.
The air shots, right, where you could just float in the air and shoot down at enemies.
So this actually does have that. Vision can do that.
Oh, really? Stage 1 clear for Time Stalker. Uh-oh, it was a setup, though.
It was a setup. So now Time Stalker is definitely in the lead in
going to Target Town.
2.
The best town.
But
that is ugly. Oh, and there goes Time Stalker off the roof. That
Time
probably is a game over.
Extra continue right before 1-6.
Really? Well, If so, Time
But
Stalker didn't use
they
it.
used it. No, I think they used it right before the boss.
Okay. Ooh, Novasol, thank you for the sub. Buy a burrito to eat while watching Loki. That sounds like a good idea. Droxy, thank you so much as well for the sub. Okay, so Time Stalker is looking pretty good so far. You know, we haven't seen the tornado on anybody else's screen, and considering the number of game overs that people are getting, you know, we'll probably see that tornado quite a few times.
Probably. I know it probably took me a couple of game overs before I really caught in, like, oh yeah, do these X things, right?
Yeah. Now, remember everybody as well, Hazel Shade had some technical difficulties before the match started. I feel like it would be, completely okay to give an extra... How long would you say? I know it was a couple minutes to get it back up. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave that decision to you, Corndan.
So, when I looked, I'd have to go back and check, but I was pretty sure that Hazel Shade was back up and running in about a minute.
Okay, Dolwolf is saying about 2 minutes, and Linkura says 2 minutes, almost exactly. So I feel like granting 2 minutes at the end. If Hazel Shade is close to making progress or is actively making progress at the end of the match, that would be fair and justified. But if Hazel Shade just got a game over and went to the beginning of the game, there's no way you're going to get to where Time Stalker made it in 2 minutes. Like, this is not a fast-moving game.
No, it's not. But I mean, it's not a slow-moving game either. Once you know, like, which ones, right? Which enemies are the important ones to deal with. So it's not really like super slow in that aspect either.
I actually kind of like the flow in this. Yeah.
Like it's not that bad. I didn't hate the game. I mean, the controls aren't the greatest, and the enemy AI is not particularly good.
Yeah.
But, like, I didn't hate it.
Also, for everybody who's watching, you know how I talked about you not being able to damage enemies while you have iframes? I've seen players do that, so honestly, I think it's just bad collision detection.
Could be that, too. I mean, they tried on this game. And so, I mean, honestly, when you think of it as, like, a... right, like a port of the 16-bit version, right, in the arcade. They didn't do a bad job.
No, like, they worked with the limitations they had.
Right, the game just didn't work out that well. But I don't think... Right, I don't think the problem is, like, they did a bad job with the gameplay.
I actually think I would enjoy playing this more than any of the 16-bit versions, to be honest. Like, this looks relatively fun.
Yeah, I mean, it seems it's okay for a Game Boy Brawler. Yeah. That's a really low bar, though.
Oh, true facts right there. Music's coming to get you, Corndan. It's coming.
It could be.
So this game actually isn't too long. You have 5 scenes, 5 main acts of the game. We've seen scene 2. It's just that it's very easy to use up all of your lives really quickly in this.
It is. And that's true, honestly, of the arcade and the Super Nintendo Genesis as well, right? Like, it is so easy to eat up lives.
Yeah. One thing that people should note as well is that when you are first approaching a game, the first thing is to sort of figure out what kind of pace you need to take in it. In this game, there's no timer, which actually is a little bit unusual for a side-scroller of the era. But yeah, there's no timer in here, so you don't have to worry about that. Instead, you should be worrying about conserving health because it's difficult to actually get health back. There aren't too many extra lives, and there aren't really many extra continues. Yeah, so those are your precious resources.
Health is a huge resource. Every hit you take, right, you're not going to be able to replenish that from the few health pickups that are in the game. You know, you get hit for 10 to 12 health. The big health pickups like 7.
Yep. So you definitely need to take this slow and steady, you know. Don't risk taking damage when you can avoid it.
Yeah, and in this game, I mean, honestly, in the Game Boy version, you can work with the AI. The AI is not, it's pretty simple because it's a Game Boy game.
It's true.
But you can abuse that with the iframes, honestly, to keep you safe. Like,
true.
Like, legitimately, the outside of the mines that shoot lasers, right? The jump kick is probably the safest thing to do in the game.
Yeah.
But you need to play, because it does like double damage. It's so powerful. But you need to time it right. Like those flying guys, like what Hazel Shade just ran into.
Pixel Crimes is doing this well.
Yep.
Look at that time.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that was about twice as fast as Time Stalker was going. There is a little bit of risk that you're going to take damage because you're doing that, but it's not. It's not that big if you get the rhythm.
The enemies aren't random, right?
Yeah.
Like everything in this game is deterministic. They're really close to it. You know, so some of the attacks, like timings, are a bit random, but like everything else, enemy placement, all of that is deterministic. And so
one thing though that I'm noticing with Pixel Crimes is that he is still basically insisting on killing a lot of the enemies, and you just should not worry about that. Yeah, there we go. He's starting to skip them. I love it. I love when people start doing that.
So, right, so using the shield there and everything, it takes like 3 or 4 hits on those guys. It's 2 jump kick. And if you time it right, you can get one when they're on the left-hand side, and then you can kind of stay, or one when they're on the right-hand side and kind of stay to the right as they move. And then basically as soon as their iframes drop off, just start jump kicking the left. They're like, that whole jump kick animation is the hurt box.
Yeah, it's so good. There are some cases where I wouldn't recommend using speed strats in a blind race, but that's definitely going to be both the speed strat and the way to approach this game. Figuring out what deals the most damage. Because if you are just dawdling, odds are you're going to make a mistake and get hit. I mean, the game controls okay, but it definitely, like, it's waiting for that opportunity, for that one time that you make the wrong moment, and if you do, you will get hurt.
Yep. But you can really see the difference. Like, so Time Stalker and Pixel Crimes are both going to be on the 1/6 boss here soon.
Yes.
So watch the difference between them in terms of damage they do to the boss. Right, that jump kick is 10 damage.
Oh my gosh, that is so significant. Yeah, this boss is going down. The shield is 3 damage?
The shield is 3.
No!
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad. Time Stalker is definitely doing this the long way.
Look at how much faster that is.
Okay, that's the speed strat.
And look how much safer that is.
It's extremely safe because your hitbox is so big, you're going to hit him before he can possibly hit you. Right, and while he's taking damage, you're not going to get hurt. Yeah, that is...
You got it.
It's... Okay. Honestly, Pixel Crimes may be moving into the lead right in a minute or so. This is great.
Right here.
Well, yeah. Oh, stupid spike ball. Seriously, who invented flying orbs? Aliens? Because if so, dang you aliens! Dang you!
Keep going.
Pixel Crimes dying right there. That is a game over. Unfortunately, he will be going back to the beginning of the game.
I'm pretty sure that is a lead change.
I believe so. Look, Time Stalker is still fighting the boss here.
Yup.
Yeah, that's the... Oh my gosh. That's why it's so difficult to figure out exactly what is going to be the best approach, and how that actually is very important for the match. Pixel Crimes figuring out the highest damage attacks early on is going to be a huge benefit, though Time Stalker may potentially move from second to first here. Let's see what he is able to do. Well, getting hit by a spike ball isn't helping. However, yeah, he's not wanting to risk it against this one, although taking it slow opens up the opportunity to get hit more.
But honestly, Time Stalker, right, has 3 health.
Yeah, that's right where Pixel Crimes died. I believe Pixel Crimes actually scrolled the screen a little bit more.
Further, like a lot further. But that's right about where Monhunzer died.
Fine, fine. Yeah, this is why Pixel got an enemy or two farther. Fine. This is why we have other people tracking, and why, despite every attempt, I try so hard, but I can't. Okay, I'm just not capable of doing it. 4 games, it's too much.
If I were not trying to talk and insult Kuso6rande at the same time here, I could maybe do it, but it's a lot, right? I mean, we rely on referees and right? I mean, it goes to show, like, how much work Cadis puts in, right, to helping make this run on the back end.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Dowell, for stepping in and being willing to help today. And I believe we have a few more eyes from our referee channel on it. Well. Polterghost, thank you. You are awesome. Oh, Hazel Shade just got shot by a bullet. Who would have guessed that's what shot you?
It could be a laser. We don't really know. I mean,
look,
but she's got it figured out that you don't have to worry about those mines.
It's true.
Right? Other than, I mean, they're in your way, right? Like,
she also knows that the power of the jump kick is definitely worth using. However, she hasn't really gotten a good hang of where it's, or how to use it well without taking damage yourself. Pixel Crimes has, though, in essence, jumping into the enemy with your kick and then jumping away with your kick tends to be a solid strategy to not get hurt.
It is the best strategy.
Yeah, Monhunzer actually was using a kick-punch combo. Ooh, the kick row. I like that. Hazel Shade and Monhunzer are on to 1-5. We may see some progress on Hazel Shade's side. I don't know if she has made it to the boss in 1-6 yet, but she might soon.
I don't believe she has. I've been watching for that. Like, that's the kind of the easiest next progress, right?
Yeah.
To look for, and I haven't seen it yet. But she has noticed that you can jump kick those guys out of the sky, right? And that's, but she's got to figure out to jump, right? Like, jump out of the way.
Oh yeah.
You know, to avoid taking damage. And once she kind of figures that out, right? I expect her to be in good shape.
Yeah.
So this, I think, is her first time on 1-6.
Yeah.
He's got 1 continue.
That will probably be enough to take this boss down.
Maybe. I mean, so it...
Ooh, there's a death right there. I mean, 20 health left for the boss.
She has to continue, but the boss is going to reset.
Yeah, that is a little bit rough, but as long as she keeps doing these jump kicks, the boss will go down super quickly. Oh, 1 more hit and the boss is dead.
Yeah.
And there we go. 90 health left, moving on to 2-1.
Right, that is really good for 2-1. So, given that Pixel Crimes died at like the 3rd jump, Monshunzer after the first mine, or at the first mine, Time Stalker like right after that, right? There's a lead change coming in here.
Oh,
There
yeah.
could be a lead change.
I feel like Hazel Shade, actually, considering that Hazel Shade is avoiding most of the enemies that you don't have to fight, she could move into first here. Let's
Maybe.
Except this spike ball is a total butt, and because she didn't kill the enemies down below, they're still firing at her. Well, you know. Welcome to video games, everybody. Sometimes...
I mean, I think this will still, in the end here, right? Unless she dies to the shot from the bottom.
Oh, here she goes, avoiding that spike ball. Gonna take this enemy down, and she is almost in the lead. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's a continue right there.
Yeah, she gotta
That's
continue,
a big deal.
everybody. That is huge. I believe Hazel Shade is moving into the lead then. Kate, thank you so much for resubscribing as well. Glad to have you here. Hazel Shade, I want to see what you can do, but Monhunzer is not too far behind as well.
Oh.
But
Told you,
Monhunzer,
like,
is actually ahead. On to 2-2, Monhunzer on the auto-scroller. Oh, baby, this is what we love to see. That didn't last very long, though. Oh, but luckily he has a continue. Gets to be Iron Man flying. Oh my gosh. At least in the Genesis and Super Nintendo versions, you at least have a unique, like, Iron Man actually just flies. You don't have a ship here. You just get to sit on a bike and shoot. Which, to be fair, I mean, if your body is powered by a nuclear reactor, you probably wouldn't want it running full power all the time.
It's an arc reactor.
Heats up.
We don't know if it heats up. It might.
What? Do you think it uses cold fusion? Look,
yes.
Utah tried to invent cold fusion, but messed it up.
Well, that's because that's Utah facts and not Iron Man facts.
Yeah, it's great. They had a whole announcement about how they created it and stuff, and then all these other universities were like, wait a second, this doesn't work, and they test and they're like, yeah, Utah, you're dumb. And then, yeah, no cold fusion.
So this is going to be tough to see, right? Like,
these rockets.
Hazel and Monhunzer, right? If Monhunzer... Oh, okay, so that's easy.
Oh!
That's an easy way to tell. Monhunzer is in
2-3, yeah.
Hazel Shade is in second.
Why did the robot just put dynamite everywhere? Bad robot! Dynamite was meant to stay in the 1800s.
Right, so the next one we can watch is Pixel Crimes is on 2-1.
I unironically love all
really
the music in this.
The music is so good.
Like, the gameplay definitely is not the best that I have seen on the Game Boy, but for a side-scrolling beat-em-up, I would probably play this over most other Game Boy beat-em-ups.
Look, I sat there while my car was being inspected and had a good time with this.
Yeah. I think this was a perfect game to give out to people who, you know, took last in their first match. It's definitely a janky game, a little bit of a weird game, but there's so many good aspects to it that I don't know. I feel like this may almost be a forgotten high point for the Game Boy. It's pretty good. It's got issues, but it's pretty fun. But remember, we take into account a lot of things when it comes to the matches here, you know. And even though this game does have stupid collision detection issues, there are ways that the players are able to work around it. And I'm glad that, like, you can make your gameplay consistent in this. Yeah, for those who are new here, their goal is to make as much progress as they can in an hour. Once we hit that hour mark, whoever has made the most progress at any given point, mind you, essentially, Modhunzer has set the high watermark, making it to 2-3, and pretty much immediately dying to the boss, but nobody else has made it that far. Therefore, if the match ended right now, Modhunzer would take first.
Yep. So Time Stalker is the one to watch right now, because Time Stalker is now in 4th.
However,
right, from
6 health,
they're right
and a continue.
Oh, and a continue.
And
right?
there is
and
a continue coming up soon.
Yep. So Time Stalker, the last time in here, died here.
True. Oh my gosh. I'm actually really excited. Time Stalker could potentially move up to first. He's currently sitting in 3rd or 4th right now. I'm not 100% sure. So moving from 4th to 1st would be huge, but completely doable in a game like this. You know, all you need is one good push, and if you have learned the mechanics of the game, then you know, you might be able to get that push on one of your final attempts. There's the continue. Time Stalker has also avoided damage for several screens at this point.
Time Stalker's probably the best right now at avoiding damage.
Yeah, I would agree there. Yeah, he's not necessarily going fast. Yeah, I think that, you know, there is that balance. You were criticizing Time Stalker of not really using the jump kick too much, and I think that, you know, figuring that out would be highly beneficial, but at the same time, maybe slow and steady is going to be the way that somebody wins today. You know, John Henry might not have been as fast as the Steam, the Steam engine, but if the Steam engine broke because it was going too fast, then John Henry would have just plowed right past, okay? This would have destroyed all the rock. It's about consistency in a lot of these matches here. We've got Time Stalker, aka John Henry, getting through this. Good job.
You know what? This has been really good, right? You know, in terms of everybody's been pretty close, right? There's been consistent progress every single time. Like, this has turned out to be a much better match than I originally intended.
Everybody has definitely improved in this game. Yeah, it's nice to see that, where as every once in a while there's a game that's given out that just does not click with some people, or any people.
You know, sometimes.
Yeah, but this one...
I think this turned out really well.
I'm really glad that, like, people are able to develop consistent strats to get through various areas. Not necessarily fastest, but consistent. There we go, Time Stalker onto the boss. This is a very clear move into first place. He has done damage to the boss.
Yep.
Yeah, now he might not be able to beat the boss, but still dealing... Oh, no, never mind.
No,
Run to 2-4. That is a move from 4th into 1st. In the last 15 minutes of the match. Very impressive. Great job here.
So I think we'll probably see 1 or 2 good pushes left, right? Depending on how people go, because this game has been moving pretty quick.
Honestly, this is a very fast game. I like it. That's the thing. Every once in a while, you get like Game Boy games that are better than the original versions.
I don't know if it's better than the original, but it's definitely not unreasonable.
I think
for Game Boy.
I think I would rather play this than the game or the Genesis and Super Nintendo versions. Not gonna lie. This is better music. Maybe that's all that's better though. Ooh, Time Stalker, that is death. Using it continue. Luckily, he had one. Oh my gosh. Yeah, honestly, he needs to just... 10 minutes might be a little long to get back to where Time Stalker is right now. It might be doable. You just gotta have as good of a push right here.
Yeah, I mean... Well, I might think it's doable for one of the other players, right? This Time Stalker is really slow, right? I mean, it's slow and steady, but right on these guys.
Honestly, yeah, I think that taking it slow early on no, not early on, but later when you're actually making progress past where you've been before, go a little slower, be a little bit more careful. That's fine. However, in the beginning areas, you know, you should be getting through those as fast as possible. If you're not seeing new stuff consistently, then you are probably taking things a little too slow.
So,
it's all the juggling act. It's the juggling act, Corndam.
Monhunter is back to 2-1.
Nice.
With a continue.
Well, good thing, because that's a death right there.
Yeah. But they'll pick up he should pick up another continue.
He should. If he can get through the spike balls coming up, he will likely get a continue. Yeah. Unfortunately, enemy respawning here. Not what you want! Oh my gosh, Monhunter, you can just jump from... Monhunter didn't know that you could jump from the lower platform. And because of that, he unfortunately took a lot of damage that he didn't need to. Time Stalker still making progress here.
Yeah!
Pew pew!
So, Pixel Crimes also back to 2-1. So, Pixel Crimes and Monhunter are the ones to watch, right? Right now. Hazel Shade will make one last good attempt on Scene 2, I think, as well. Yep, yeah. The Dash 3 and the Dash 6 are the bosses to Wolf.
I am letting Hazel Shade know, by the way, that she may take 2 minutes after time is called due to the tech issues that happened earlier, if she feels it would make a difference. I'm not going to be the one who makes a call there.
It might. Maybe.
Yeah, Monhunter is doing pretty dang well here, but Pixel Crimes is starting to catch up. I don't know. I love being this far into the match and having no clue who's going to win. Like, Time Stalker has the lead. That's a full game over.
Yeah.
And Time Stalker essentially has said, I can't get back there. I think he technically could. No, I don't know. Not at his pace.
Not at his pace. I mean, I think if he was in a rough, right, or a little bit faster on the early stuff, maybe. So what's going to be interesting here now is Pixel Crimes right? Push has a continue left and a push here. So Pixel Crimes makes it to 2-3, right? That'll put them in third.
Monhuns are on to 2-3 now.
Yep.
Yeah, and Pixel Crimes is getting close to the end of this auto-scroller.
And they've got to continue, so.
I love Time Stalker is talking a little bit in Discord about this match, and he hates the flying guys. And I totally cannot blame you.
Right? I mean, the secret is the jump kick, but...
Wait, I'm relatively sure I saw a rocket hit Pixel Crimes and deal exactly 1 damage? Yeah, and then the second time it dealt 10 damage. What is this?
I don't know. So that's Monhunzer's,
Yeah, final push for Monhunzer, basically.
So now it's going to be down to Pixel Crimes. Right?
Yeah,
Monhunzer died to the first mine in 2-4, right? So getting past this area right here, right? I think we'll put Pixel Crimes in second.
Okay. And that should be second place, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Ooh, dudes with the shields. Jerks, okay? Ever meet anybody with a shield, do not trust them. Ever.
Not even Captain America?
No. Why does he have a shield? It's freaking 2021. You don't need a shield. Captain America. Yeah, captain of what army?
So Pixel Crimes made it further in 2-4, right? So it's literally going to come down here to where Hazel Shade ends up.
Yes. Hazel Shade, you could change your fate, and I think the last 2 minutes of the match might make a difference. If she does get a full game over, though, that's
then we're done.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, we're done. And she is not doing well against this spike ball.
This one, because she didn't kill the guy down at the bottom. That's
yeah, but I feel like I would have been that kind of person who didn't kill the guy down there either, and because I just got to go fast, you know, and you don't have to kill him. But she is dead. Does she have a continue?
No!
That's it. I think that's it for everybody.
That's gonna be it. We'll let it go. I mean...
Yeah. Let me see, because if she starts back up... Look, okay, miracles have happened in the past.
Let's let it go.
Yeah, I'll let it go. Everybody, we are going to go 2 minutes over the hour to see what Hazel Shade can do.
She's going with the, it doesn't matter, right? Like, seems like she's got a feel for which enemies you actually have to care about.
Yep. And if you deal damage and then throw the enemy, you can actually get a fast combo to kill them.
Yep.
Yeah, she is taking a lot of damage, but hey, on a final attempt, you do it, okay? You're running out of time. No time to just sit around and be a captain or be an Iron Man, be a Tin Man, okay? You don't want to be a Tin Man. Don't get rusty.
He's all rusty.
Yeah. Iron Man, though, he doesn't know how to oxidize. Well, I mean, he probably does know how oxidation works, but, you know. I love that Pixel Crimes is playing as the Green Arrow or whatever the crap it is. Yeah, Arrow Man from the Mega Man series. You know? I'm going to go ahead and refresh Hazel Shade's stream because we've had a lot of buffering from her side. And because of that, you know, there could be a little more or less progress than I expected.
I don't think it's going to happen, though. Because I think basically because that 2-2's an auto-scroller, it's going to take a couple minutes on its own.
But miracles! Come on, Corndan, don't you believe in miracles?
I mean, I want to see it. Don't get me wrong. This has been awesome.
Like, I remember that one time that I think it was Meekins who glitched Athena so much he just got past the octopus boss instantly, like about 5 screens before the octopus boss. And it was seriously only because of that glitch that Meekins took the victory there. Yeah, they did it. You never know when a miracle will show up, and we absolutely do allow salvation via glitches.
Yep.
Okay.
See where it ends up.
Let's go ahead and let Hazel Shade continue on, and then we will make the official calls for the various places that people took.
Hazel, she's talking and just typing in this.
Let's see what she says. Okay. She does not feel like the 2 minutes will matter, so we're just gonna go ahead and call it. Yeah, that's it, everybody. That is time with Captain America and the Avengers. Let's go ahead and get some music up in here. What beautiful tunes do we get? No quick man, please. I do not mean to keep skipping around on this playlist. There we go. There we go. We got music here. Good stuff. Rescue Rangers. Got to rescue all those Rangers. And you know what? Time Stalker takes the victory today. Let me go ahead and welcome Time Stalker to chat. Time Stalker takes the victory. Pixel Crimes Live, 2nd place. Mon Hunzer, 3rd. And Hazel Shade, 12th, 4th. Although it was very close. Hello there, Time Stalker. Welcome and congratulations.
Is there a mistake? I won a Kuso match?
I won a Kuso match.
I was talking about miracles all this time. Look, okay, you moved from 4th to 1st at one point. So, like, this was a lot of fun to watch because places were all over. Everybody was, like, making more progress every single time they were playing. Everybody had 1st place at some point. It was a lot of fun.
That doesn't surprise me. The game seems to reward learning it.
Ooh,
like,
okay.
Yeah, it's one of those games where you start to understand what works and what doesn't depending on the enemy, so long as you can get the controls to do what you want them to do. The flying guys, though, their hitboxes were weird sometimes. Like, sometimes you thought you were past them and they'd hit you anyway, so... But I have to admit, thinking that the things that look like pits weren't actually pits threw me the first couple of times I got to stage 2.
Yeah. By the way, we are going to be paying out the bets that people made in Twitch. The right side won. So good job representing the right side. Yeah. It always excites me when, you know, you can start making more consistent progress. And honestly, you know, Cornden and I were talking about your strategy, and you were going really slow at points.
Yeah, one of the things I've learned is that there are certain enemies where you just have to avoid damage because they do too much.
All of them.
The guys that shoot at you, the little balls, do a lot, and the guys with the shields. Can I ask a question? Is there a way to consistently throw? Because I couldn't figure that out. It just kind of happened.
Somebody in chat said no.
There is, but not really. Like if you're like on top of them and in punch, you can do it. Really, the most consistent damage strat is actually the jump kick.
Yeah, I couldn't get the jump kick to land consistently because I'd get hit half the time. So I found that if I got right up in the enemy's hitbox, usually it couldn't hit me, except for the shield dudes.
Yeah, so what you end up having to do is you jump kick in, and then while they have iframes, like if they have iframes, they can't damage you. So you jump in, you jump kick in, jump out, and literally as soon as their iframes drop, you jump back in.
Huh.
And that's more consistent.
Yeah, let me just say, our friend, I believe it's Pixel Crimes, got really used to doing that. It was fast and relatively consistent. Yeah, you should see how fast the tornado boss goes when you're using the jump kicks, because you were doing the long strat. You could have had it down in like 20 seconds.
Yeah, I couldn't get the jump kick to land on him, so I was like, okay, maybe the jump kick doesn't work on him, so I was trying to
That's kind of understandable,
punch him in one thing or throw the shield to the other.
So, right, on a difference of time, you and Pixel Crimes basically got to Whirlwind at the same time. He jump kicked him in the face, went on to 2-1, died, and you were still fighting Whirlwind.
Yeah.
Right, you probably made it out there with more health than he did. It was just slow.
Yeah, and honestly, for a match like this, it's more important to get something that you feel is consistent rather than necessarily having the fastest strat. So yeah, it ended up working for you. I mean, you took first.
Well, I when I realized when they said continues, I thought that meant, a couple of lives and then continues. No, that was 3 continues was 3 lives. So it's like the second time around, I'm like, okay, I have to avoid damage a lot to make sure I keep getting further.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this was one that I was surprised clicked with me, because superhero games suffer from the same thing almost all the time. It's that a person with superhuman strength or stuff like that still has to hit enemies like 12 times to kill them.
Yeah. And honestly, for a Game Boy game, I thought this was pretty fun. Maybe, you know, it's not going to be the biggest classic. Maybe there are some glaring issues with hitboxes. But once you can get past all that, like, this is a game that I would enjoy playing.
Oh, I had a lot of fun with this one. I think that I tend to like some Game Boy games, so that's not a knock on it. I grew up with the NES, played a few with a Game Boy with my neighbors, so it's not something I find horrific. It's just getting used to what the game wants you to do.
Yeah. Well, that is sweet, Time Stalker. I'm really glad that you were able to come and finally get that victory that you've been longing for. So, question, are you... Oh, what?
I didn't expect it, that's for sure.
Well,
sometimes.
I usually lose myself, so no big deal. Do you stream anything else that people should know about? Have any events that you're involved with, or just anything that you want to shout out?
I run a weekly race group in Smite's Discord called Time Attack. It runs Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
This upcoming week, we're doing ActRaiser, which I found out about through another thing, and I had so much fun doing it, so I wanted to race it.
Oh yeah.
And then Saturdays, I'm currently waiting on the 3rd race to start up, but we do a BizHawk Shuffler race with a group of people, Sting X2 and Draco655. Set it up, and we actually have 10 racers coming up for the 3rd swap race.
Seriously? Cool.
Yeah, they're currently doing swap 2. I finished mine, so there are 31 games in the pool, you have to beat 6. So
I love that people are doing this. Are you using Author Blues version?
We will for Swap 3. We were using your version for Swap 2, and now we're upgrading it to Author Blues version for Swap 3.
Man, I'm so glad that, like, so many people have just run away with this idea and are having fun with it. That's great.
Yeah, we've got a couple of games already locked in for Swap 3, including Aladdin on the SNES, Power Blade on the NES. We also have Tetris Attack and Pokemon Stadium 2 for the variety of games we're running in this thing.
Ooh, that'll be fun. Yeah, everybody go make sure you check that out. There are a lot of community events that are always happening. I fully recommend that you go and check out the other streamers that are in the community. So I think that's all that we have for tonight. I may be streaming tomorrow for Smite's Mystery Triathlon? If so, I'll let people know on Twitter and Discord. Other than that, Kuso on Saturday and Sunday, and after the matches on Saturday, I want to stream a little bit more, so we can try to fit in some sub-games or play Phantom Abyss. Speaking of Phantom Abyss, the Great Gildersneeze is playing right now. I want to go ahead and raid him. Do we have a good raid message? America still needs your help.
Yeah, America needs your help.